you know, like, say, like, we've had quite a lot of actors portray Doctor Who, you know, and all that. So there's quite a, like, when it comes to over the years, there's been quite a lot of reasons why actors had left the show. So, you know, why don't we look back at one of the actors, in this case, why did Jon Pertwee leave the show? But, you know, before we do that, it's probably been a while, so we have to ask this question. We are? For you. So, when it comes to, like, you know, the actor Jon Pertwee, he ushered, like, say, a lot of changes to the show. Like, he was the, like, you know, the first, Doctor to be able to have the character portrayed in color. And, as well as, you know, like, have a little bit of a difference in that, he joined the show during the 1970s, taking a role from Patrick Troughton. He apparently, like, say, before he you know, been given the role, producer Brent offered it to him, perhaps after working with previous Doctor William Hartnell in an earlier film project, Will Any Gentleman? ? And this Doctor did was, you know, his version of the character was a lot different in that, you know, like, he had more of a spy feel kind of vibes to it.
All right, I suppose you want to see my pass. Yes, well, I haven't got one, and I'm not going to tell you my name either. Now, you just tell Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart that I want to see him. Well, don't just stand there arguing with me, man. Get on with it.
In that, you know, he had his car, he had his Bessie, and you know, he became more of a man of action, more a man of, like, say, going out there, like, whether it was moments of him actually being in danger, like, you know, landmines and all that.
Hello? I'll speak to anyone.
And as well as, like, having different types of enemies that he would go up against, whether it was the Sea Devils and all that, or, you know, coming back against the Master. So, but one of the things that he ended up doing was he announced he would be leaving the show, only in 1974. And yeah, there was probably quite a few reasons that he ended up leaving, and quite a few of them actually make sense. Perhaps would have been a big one was in the death of his friend Roger Delgado, who played the Master on this show, and as well as Kate Manning, who played companion Joe Grant, and producer Barry Letts had also left. So in a way, like, when you think about, like, say, when you have, like, you know, like, an actor you've worked on a show with who is a great friend of yours, you know, you're not gonna be able to see them in the show, you know, and as well as, you know, a actor you've probably worked with quite a lot with the character, or heck, even a producer for a show, you're probably gonna think, like, say, wow. It's like, say, you know, when you go back to a home and then suddenly you realize, like, say, wow, this doesn't have such of a joy anymore because it had such a draw to it because of all the individuals that you worked with, so many people that you said, hey buddy, how you doing, and all that stuff. Hey, like, well, let's have another, you know, shot, because, you know, like, we gotta keep this show going and all that. But another one that could have been done, reason that could have been done, was perhaps he had a bit of a, it could have been like a raise in pay that probably like say, no, that's too much and all that. Other factors may have been included Pertwee's back pains, which was the result of a war injury and led to a spinal operation in 1994. Whether this had any impact on the decision, yeah, like, say there was quite a few that could have been his cause of it. And I'll say this, that in a way, Pertwee did give us, you know, a bit of like, a revival when it came to the show, and a change when it came to the character.
Good afternoon.
Oh, that's super. Thanks very much.
For heaven's sakes, Joe. What do you think this is, a picnic? Sandwich?
Thank you.
And at the same time, I think I have to say, we have to say thank you to them in a way. And I had to say that, yeah, like, with all those things, they say, probably a friend passing away that you've known from your work and all that, you're probably going to have, like, a lot of things that are going to be thinking, like, say, perhaps it's time for me to move on and all that. But, what's your thoughts on Jon Pertwee as the Doctor? And what do you think could have been the reason, like, in your perspective? Like, why do you think he left? But I think it's time for me to head out. See you next time. His last portrayal of the character was in the serial, I think it was like, say, the Spiders? I think so. I think basically, yeah, he ends up regenerating into the Fourth Doctor, played by Tom Baker.
Look, Brigadier, look! I think it's starting.
Well, here we go again.
Who is a lot of fans' favorite iteration of the character. But, yeah. I think there could be like a lot of reasons why, in a way, the actor perhaps could have decided to say, hey, it's time for me to move on.